In this video, I'm going to process baselines to OS core stations, OSNet stations in this case, and perform a coordinate recovery check. I'm going to begin by selecting the data from the OS core station closest to the survey position, which in this case is Daresbury. These are the imported RINEX files for Daresbury, each of which contain a coordinate supplied by the Ordnance Survey. I'm going to change the status of one of the coordinates to control quality. You only need to change one coordinate from the group for it to be assigned as the coordinate to use for that particular point. The teal lines are the potential baselines. And we'll extend it to the surveyed position. So Daresbury being the closest, set that to control quality. I'm now going to select the baselines to process. Go to the survey ribbon, process baselines. The summary table will appear showing the solution type, which we hope will be fixed. Sufficient data has been observed, and the precisions and RMS values for the processed baselines. Each of the processed baselines will result in a vector being created, which positions the survey point relative to a reference position. So in this case, the baselines are processed, vector's been created from the Daresbury point with its higher quality towards the measured position, and then out to the other OS stations. If you need to inspect the results of the baseline processing in more detail, then open a baseline processing report from the table or by selecting one of the baseline's data. So now we have new computed coordinates for the OS core stations that can be compared against the coordinates provided within the RINEX data by the Ordnance Survey. That's the coordinate recovery check. So to do that, select in Project Explorer all of the OS stations apart from Daresbury, the one with control quality, and then access the point derivation report. Here we can see in the top of the table the headline coordinate is the one from the baseline processing as defined by the vector, and compared to it is a coordinate provided by the Ordnance Survey. So it's going to be the same coordinate in all of the RINEX files. So we can see here that there's a difference in easting and northing and elevation between the computed coordinate and the provided coordinate. So as long as those deltas are quite low, it would indicate that the baseline processing has been successful and that the coordinates provided by the Ordnance Survey are okay to use. In other words, we're just checking for some blunders that might have occurred in the survey or the data import. The delta in height for Blackpool is a little bit higher than the other OS stations, so a decision could be made as to whether to include that in the later processing or not. Having done that check, we can clear the processing as a whole and restart after assigning control quality to the remaining OS stations. So to do that, I'm going to select the RINEX file, the top RINEX file in the list for each of the OS stations. Just using Control and click here to multi-select them. And again, you're going to use the Properties dialog to change the status from unknown quality to control quality, and then tap OK to continue. And the same again for the ellipsoidal height. Just press the red reprocess button, do a right to left drag selection to select the baselines to process, and hit the Process Baselines button again. Processing results will be the same as seen previously, but this time the vectors are all created in such a way that they extend from all of the OS stations, as they all have elevated quality status now, towards the surveyed position.